Relaxing the shoulders, resting the forehead on the mat, trying to release through the hips. And we're going to start taking some deep breaths in and out through the nose. Filling up those lungs all the way. Releasing all the way with control. Trying to control the breath in and out. 3 counts in, 3 counts out. And let's come up into tabletop position. Wrists below shoulders, knees below hips. Inhale, drop the belly for cow, looking up, deep breath in. Exhale, arch the back, tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And keep flowing through this on your own. Following the pace of your own breath. And we'll do once more in each direction. And back to the center when you're ready. Let's sit back on those hips again, on those heels, and we'll walk the arms all the way over to the right side. Find a stretch through the left side of your body. And again, nice deep breaths. Walking the hands back to the center. And let's walk them over to the left side. And find the stretch in your right side. And we'll take some deep breaths. And walking those hands back to the center. We'll do one more stretch to the center. Come up on the fingertips. And we're just going to let the shoulders sink down. Let the arms sink down. Trying to get a nice stretch through the upper back. And when you're ready, let's come up into downward facing dog. So we'll ground through the hands, relax the shoulders away from the ears. As you inhale, reach those hips up. As you exhale, reach the heels down. So you're finding that length along the backs of the legs. You're finding space between your ears and your shoulders. Single point of focus behind you. Nice, steady breath. And go ahead and look up at your hands, walk your feet forward. Come up halfway, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to your sides. Sun salutation A. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step back. Plank or modified plank. Lowering down, chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra or upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Choosing that fixed point for your gaze. Deep breaths. Counting 5 breaths here in down dog. And let's look up, walking those feet forward. Come up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to your sides. Again, inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step back. Plank, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. And nice deep breaths, in and out through the nose. And let's look up, walk the feet forward. Come up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to your sides. One more time, inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step back and lower down. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. And 5 deep breaths. Inhale and exhale at equal length. Think about relaxing the shoulders. Thinking about reaching the heels toward the mat. And look up, walk the feet forward, come up halfway, exhale, fold, inhale all the way up, reach the arms up, exhale, hands to your sides, evening out the weight, tucking the tailbone, relaxing the shoulders down the back, mountain pose. So let's sit back in a chair. We're going to sit back on the heels, tuck the tailbone a little bit, relax those shoulders back into their sockets, and then we'll turn those thumbs up and reach the arms up as high as they'll go. Steady gaze at a single point in front of you. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, fold. Inhale, up halfway. Exhale, step back, downward facing dog. Let's bring the right foot forward, left knee on the ground, modified crescent. So we'll lean forward until you find the stretch in your hip. Scoot your front foot forward until it's stacked below your knee, and then add arms when you're ready. Taking some time to make sure the foundation is strong. We're tucking the tailbone a little bit. Each inhale lifts you up. Each exhale sinks you down. And let's bring the hands together, lean forward. Left elbow to your right knee. Stacking those hands in prayer. Pulling the belly button back toward the spine, creating space and then twisting into that space. Try to breathe into your chest. Inhale to the center. We're going to tuck the back toe, full crescent. Lifting that back knee up off the mat. Leveling the hips. Reach the heel backward. Add arms when you're ready. Gaze is steady at a single point in front of you. Think about tucking the tailbone, reaching up tall. Let's sink just a little further into that front knee. And then let's bring the hands behind the back. Clasp the fingers together. Roll the shoulder blades together. Opening up through the chest. Nice deep breaths. And let's release the hands back down onto the ground and step back downward facing dog. Shake it out. Left foot forward, right knee on the ground. Modified crescent. So again, we're just going to set up the foundation. Make sure you feel the stretch in your right hip. Scoot your front foot forward until it's stacked below your knee. And then add arms when you're ready. So we're just making sure those hips are nice and square to the front. Lifting up with each inhale. Sinking down with each exhale. And let's bring those hands together, lean forward, right elbow to left knee. Stacking those hands in prayer. And taking some deep breaths here in your twist. Inhale to the center. Let's tuck the back toe, full crescent, lifting up that back knee. Hips are level. Reach the heel back. Add arms when you're ready. Foundation is strong. Each inhale lifts us up. Each exhale sinks us a little bit further into the front knee. And let's bring those hands behind the back. Clasp the fingers. Roll the shoulder blades together. Deep breaths. And release those hands down onto the ground. Step back, downward facing dog. Shake it up. Right foot sweeps forward for warrior A. So we're going to ground the back heel into the mat. Hips are square to the front. Lean forward into your front knee. Think about tucking the tailbone just a little bit. Pull the core in. Relax the shoulders. And let's bring those hands behind the back. Clasp the fingers. Open up the chest. Deep breath in. Exhale, forward fold. As far forward as you can. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Maybe those thumbs come up off the back. Inhale back up into warrior A. Exhale into warrior B. Tuck the tailbone. Relax the shoulders. sides. Steady gaze straight in front of you. And let's shift the ribcage forward. Reach the elbow to the knee, reach the left arm up and over your head. Find a long line from the outside of the back foot, all the way through the fingertips. Keep your breath steady. And we'll bring both hands down to the ground. Step back, downward facing dog. Shake it out. Left foot forward, warrior A. Grounding the back heel. Hips square to the front, lean into the front knee. We'll tuck the tailbone, pull the core in, shoulders relax. Making whatever micro movements you need to keep those hips square to the front. And we'll bring those hands behind, clasp the fingers. Deep breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Leaning as far forward as you can. Relax the head and neck. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. Maybe those thumbs come up off the back. Inhale, press into the feet, come all the way back up. Release those hands. Exhale into your warrior B. Opening up to the side. Tuck the tailbone. Knee comes over the pinky toe. Arms are floating. And we'll shift the ribcage forward. Elbow to knee. Reach up and over your head. Finding the stretch through your side. And we'll bring both hands down. Step back into down dog. Shake it out. Let's bring the left foot forward. We're going to come around and face the center. So face the side wall. Turn the toes inward. Inhale to a flat back. We're going to make connection through those feet. So you're grounding through the base of the big toes. Lifting up with the kneecaps, reaching the crown of your head out nice and long. And then exhale, forward fold. Releasing the head and neck, shake it yes and no. Hands drop down onto the mat. And let's lean forward into the toes. Trying to elongate the spine so that it reaches down toward the mat. Maybe the crown of your head touches. And we'll inhale up halfway. Exhale, hands to the hips. Inhale all the way up. And pressing into those feet. Take a little breather here. And let's bring those arms behind the back. So we'll clasp those fingers together. Roll the shoulder blades together. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to stop halfway. Make sure that you've got that connection to your feet, and then you can keep folding forward. So we're leaning forward into the toes, making sure those legs are active. Maybe the crown of your head touches the floor. And we'll relax the shoulders away from the ears, maybe lifting those thumbs off the back. And eventually one day those pinkies will touch the floor. Steady gaze at a single point behind you. And we'll inhale up halfway, drop the hands down to the mat, and walk them around to the front. Step back, downward facing dog. Shaking it out. Let's bring the right foot forward. Warrior A again. So let's find this posture, hips square, leaning into the front knee. And then we'll bring those hands behind, and we're choosing either to clasp onto the elbows or maybe trying for your reverse prayer. Okay. And so we'll straighten that front leg. Exhale, forward fold. And we're going to ground through the base of the big toe. Push your right hip backward. Roll your left hip forward. Try to shrug the shoulders away from the ears. Create space between the ears and the shoulders. And then if you're in reverse prayer, thinking about lifting those elbows up toward the ceiling. And we'll bend into that front knee. Come back up into your warrior A. Exhale into your warrior B. Outside of the back foot presses into the ground. Everything is solid. Foundation is solid. Shoulders relaxed. Let's shift the ribcage forward, elbow to knee. Second shot at side angle. And this time, if you want, you can bring your hand down onto your block or onto a mat. And then if it still feels okay, you can try for a bind here. So we're going to bring the right hand underneath the leg and around behind. And then the left hand comes around and sees if you can clasp that finger. Clasp the hands together. And so again, we find the breath in the chest. Try to stack those shoulders on top of each other. And we'll release the hands down to the ground and step back into downward facing dog. Shake it out. Left foot forward, warrior A. So we'll square off the hips to the front. Tuck the tailbone, relax the shoulders. And then bringing those hands behind, either finding the elbows or taking your reverse prayer. And we'll straighten the front leg. Exhale, forward fold. So the foundation should be solid. Maybe bending that front knee if you need to. Shoulders relaxed away from the ears. Maybe lifting those elbows up toward the ceiling. And we'll inhale, coming back up into your warrior A, releasing those arms. Exhale into your warrior B. Tucking the tailbone, foundation is steady. And shift the ribcage forward, elbow to knee, reach up and over the head. So it's okay to stop here, or you can bring your left hand down to the mat or onto a block. And if this feels comfortable, you might try for your bind. Left arm comes underneath your left leg, circles around behind, and then your right arm comes behind as well, clasps onto that left arm. Try to stack those shoulders. Reach the spine out long. Deep breaths. And we'll release those hands down to the mat. Step back into your downward facing dog. And shake it out. So let's look up at the hands, walk the feet forward. Come up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to your sides. Evening out the weight. Relax the shoulders. Tuck the tailbone. Okay, so let's shift over into eagle pose. So we're going to shift over to the left side. We're going to bend that left knee like you're sitting into chair. And your right leg is going to come up and over like you're crossing your legs. You're going to internally rotate from the hips And maybe your toe tucks behind your calf. Otherwise, we're just squeezing those knees together as much as possible. Okay? You can leave your hands here at prayer, or you can bring your left arm up. Your right arm circles around underneath. Hook those elbows. Right hand comes back toward your face, and then hooks around the left arm. Lifting those elbows up to shoulder height. Should feel a stretch in your upper back. And we'll release arms, release legs. Even it out. Shift over to the left side. The right side. We're gonna bend that right knee. Pick the left leg up and over. Internally rotate from the hips. Maybe that toe will hook around behind. And then either adding arms here at prayer, or the right arm comes up underneath, or up this time, left arm comes underneath. Bring it back toward your face, and then around the right arm. Elbows to shoulder height. Deep breaths into the upper back. And we'll release arms, release legs, even it out. Inhale, bring those arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step back into your down dog. And you can go ahead and come down onto your knees, and we're going to set up for dolphin pose. So for this pose, your arms are either going to come out parallel to each other, or you can clasp your hands together and place the pinkies on the ground. But you want to try to make an equilateral triangle with those arms if you're doing that. Arms about shoulder width apart. From here, we're going to tuck our toes under, lift the hips up, like we're coming into down dog. And if this feels okay, you can walk those feet forward a little bit. And we're going to press down through the elbows, push the hips backward, strengthening up those shoulders. Breathing is nice and even. And go ahead and come down and rest in child's pose just for a moment. You can grab onto your ankles. Give the shoulders a break. And again, coming back up into your dolphin pose. Setting up those arms. If you tried it one way the first time, maybe you try it the other way the second time. So we'll go ahead and lift those hips up like we were coming into down dog. Maybe walking those feet forward. Pressing into the elbows, pushing the hips backward. And steady breath. Gaze is between the elbows if that's comfortable. And go ahead and lower down and rest in your child's pose. Letting the breathing return to normal. Settling the heart rate. And go ahead and come up to a seated position. So we're going to bring the feet together in front of you. Baddha Konasana. Sit up nice and tall. We're going to open those feet like we're reading a book. Inhale, reaching up through the spine. Exhale, forward fold, hinging at those hips. Relax your shoulders away from the ears. Try to keep space between your ears and your shoulders. Each inhale lengthens the spine. Sometimes this means lifting up out of your pose. Exhale, sink you down into the pose. Feeling the stretch in the hips. Inhale, sit up. Extend the left leg out. Keep the right foot in. Sitting up nice and tall, Jani Shirshasana. Center the sternum over the knee. And then we'll exhale, forward fold. Grab a hold of whatever you can. So we're trying to align the sternum and the knee. Each inhale lifts you up out of the pose. Each exhale folds you forward. Inhale, head up. Let's do the other side. So right leg extends, left leg comes in, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, forward fold. Grab a hold of whatever you can. Twisting so that sternum comes over the knee. Each inhale lifts you up. Each exhale sinks you down. Inhale, head up. And let's release. We'll bring both feet out in front. And let's start with a bent knee forward fold. So we're going to bend those knees. Grab onto the outsides of the feet. Press the chest up against the thighs. And we're going to roll the shoulders away from the ears. So this sets you up with a nice straight spine to begin. And we'll just slide those feet out as far as they'll go, keeping the chest glued to the thighs. So you're only going as far as you can, keeping the chest against the thighs. Maybe those knees are still a little bit bent. Keep using that connection between the hands and the feet to roll those shoulders back and keep the spine long. Let's inhale, sit up. Press your hands into the sides of the mat. Roll the shoulders back, extend the legs the rest of the way. We'll lift the heels off the ground. If you can flex your feet so hard that those heels leave the ground. Dandasana, sitting up nice and tall, pressing the sternum forward. And then reach forward, grab a hold of whatever you can. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Keeping the breath nice and even. Inhale and exhale of equal length. Trying to keep that nice long spine. Trying to keep space between the shoulders and the ears. And let's inhale, sit up. Hug your right knee into your chest, as close as it will go. We're going to bring the right hand behind. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, that left arm is going to come around to the outside of that knee. So we're taking a twist. Left arm to the outside of the right knee. Each inhale sits you up tall. Each exhale deepens your twist. Inhale to the center. And let's do the other side. So your left knee is going to come in, your right leg extends out. You're going to sit up nice and tall. Left hand comes behind. Bring the right arm to the outside of that knee. Each inhale sits you up tall. Each exhale twists you around to the back. Inhale to the center. Go ahead and roll down onto your back. And we'll hug the knees into the chest. Rock from side to side. Move those knees in circles. One direction and then the other. And let's place the feet flat on the ground. Lifting the hips up for bridge. We're going to lengthen from knees to shoulders. Find the strength in the legs to lift the hips. Try to release the glutes. Breathe deeply into your chest. And go ahead and roll down slowly. We'll rest. And again, lifting those hips up. This time, if you want, you can clasp your hands behind your back, roll up onto your shoulders, one at a time. And again, finding that connection with the feet, lengthening along the front of the body. Release the glutes. Breathe into your chest. And go ahead and roll all the way back down. And rest. So you can repeat bridge, either a variation, or you can try for your half or full wheel. So for half wheel, we're going to set those hands with the fingers facing the feet. As we inhale, we'll lift to the top of the head, and then we'll set it back down. So inhale, lift, and exhale, set it back down. From here, we're going to make sure that the arms are nice and stable beneath us. You can always just stay here and breathe, or if you want, you can press into those hands, straighten the arms the rest of the way. Full wheel. Deep breaths. And go ahead and lower all the way down to the ground. One last chance to rock this out. Let's bring the arms out to the sides into a T. We'll drop the knees over to the right side. Gazing over those left fingertips. And breathe deeply into your chest. Each inhale fills up the chest. Each exhale relaxes the spine. Inhale to the center. Drop the knees over to the left. And we'll take deep breaths here. Both shoulders stay on the ground. Using the breath to massage out the spine. Inhale to the center. Extend your feet out. Bring the elbows in close to the body, and we're going to prop ourselves up on those elbows. Lift the sternum, drop the head back for fish. So we're propping our torso up on the elbows. Maybe the head lightly touches the ground. Breathe into the chest. One more deep breath in. And we'll inhale, lift the chin back to the sternum, roll all the way back down. And one last chance to rock out any remaining tension. You can move those knees in circles. Do whatever you need to do. And then when you're ready, we'll come into Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together, one hand on the belly, the other hand on the heart. Closing the eyes. Releasing control of your breath. We're just going to take a moment here to reflect on the practice. Returning to the center. Returning to that place that is always peaceful. Always calm, always non-reactive. Remembering that the space of centeredness exists no matter what is going on in your life. Sometimes we get wrapped up in the busyness of life. We forget the things that really matter. We forget to be kind to each other. We forget to be patient. Just taking a few moments here, reminding yourself to distance yourself from the busyness, from the hectic pace of your life. Reminding yourself to check in. Make sure that you are fully embracing the values that you espouse. You can reflect here for as long as you'd like. Moving into Shavasana whenever you feel ready. And bring those feet to the outsides of the mat. Hands palm space up by your sides. Let those hips roll open, rolling those shoulders under. Let all four limbs sink down into the mat. Heavy like sandbags. Couldn't move them if you tried. Removing the tongue from the top of your mouth. Eyes sink into their sockets. Releasing the forehead and the crown of your head and the place behind your ears. And once the body is fully at rest, we're going to make an effort to not move, to just stay still, no matter what urges to move you might have, no matter what itches come up, no matter what distractions come up. You're going to stay here, watching the breath entering and leaving the nose. Cool air in, warm air leaving. Maybe counting your breaths. Seeing how high you can count before the mind becomes distracted. for just a couple final moments. Reminding yourself you can return at any time. We'll wiggle fingers and toes, wrists and ankles. Stretching your arms up above your head, pointing your toes, stretching the spine. Knees come into your chest. Rock over to your right side. Take just a couple breaths here. And when you're ready, we'll come up to a seated position. Eyes stay closed, hands on your knees. So let's sit up nice and tall. Roll the shoulders down the back. Bring the ears back over the shoulders and drop the chin. We'll bring the hands into prayer. One more deep breath in. One more long exhale. So my favorite niyama is santosha, contentment. Remembering to be content with the things that we have. Trusting that all good things are coming with time. Thank you for practicing. Namaste.